Now we're going to talk about measures of central tendency and dispersion from group data. Some things to point out is when you have a table like a frequency distribution table and you want to figure out the mean, median, mode, and things like the standard deviation and mean, you can use the table to do that, but there's a special technique you have to use, and so we're going to look at that. And so obviously we've summarized data in the form of a frequency distribution table, which is called group data. Since raw data cannot be retrieved from the frequency table, we must assume the class midpoint is the mean of the data values. So what that means is when we had 8 to 9.9, 9.99, the midpoint of that would be the number that's halfway between those two numbers. And so if we look at we go back to the problem where they actually did it in the book, we can see that the midpoint is halfway between 8 and 8.99, which is 8.5, which makes our job simple because it just turns that into 8.5 times 2 plus 9.5 times 2 and so on and so forth. And so we've got the class midpoint at 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, so on. We've got all the frequencies. If we multiply them together, we get 17, we get this, we get 524, and then there were a total of 40 occurrences. So then if we just divide 524 by 40, that would tell us that the mean here is, let's look, $13.1. Okay. So the mean amount in this value is 13.1. So that means the mean falls somewhere like right here. Okay. And so we can compute the weighted mean. The weighted mean is found by multiplying each value by its corresponding weight and adding these products and then dividing by the sum of the weights. So this is your famous GPA question. Marissa just completed her first semester of college. She earned an A in her 4-hour stats class, a B in a 3-hour sociology class, an A in her 3-hour psychology class, a C in her 5-hour computer programming course, and an A in a 1-hour drama course. Determine her GPA. So, in this example, the course units are considered the weight because each class is weighted based on a number of units. And the grade she earned is what varies because that obviously is different from student to student. An A obviously carries a weight of 4, a B is 3, a C is 2, a D is 1, and an F is 0. But she doesn't have any F, so we don't have to worry about that. But with that being said, we can calculate it by the following. She had a 4-hour class that she earned a 4 in. No. 4-hour class that she earned an A in. She had a 3-hour class that she earned a B in. She had a 3-hour class that she earned an A in. She had a 5-hour class that she earned a C in. I hope I said that right. Yeah, 5-hour computer program. And then she had a 1-hour class that she earned an A in. So if we multiply and add all these up, we get 51. And then we divide by the weights 4, 3, 3, 5, and 1. That's the number of hours in classes. That's 16. And you get a 3.19. One thing to note, in case you didn't know this, the way that your units are calculated for a college class is based on the number of hours you're in class for a week. So if you're in a stats class that's supposedly supposed to be 3 units, then you're supposed to be in class for 3 hours during the week, or an hour and 30 minutes per 2 classes if you have 2-day classes, and so on and so forth. That's just how it works. So obviously this is a 3-unit stat class or a 4-unit depending on which school you're at, and so you should be spending roughly that amount of time during the week studying statistics and working on it, although you should also have time for homework too, so it might be a little bit more than that. Standard deviation from group data, similarly we can use the midpoint as the mean, but the calculation will be a little bit different. if you want to find standard deviation, you're going to do the sum, and then you're going to do each value minus the mean squared times the frequency, and then divided by the frequencies, added the sum of the frequencies. And so if we look at this table, this goes through the process of finding the standard deviation. We've got our 8.5 xi. These are your xi's. These are your frequencies. This is your mean in all cases, what we calculated earlier. If we do the subtraction, remember this will add up to 0. Frequency here is 40 still, and then if you do this calculation where you do x minus, so this number minus the mean, so that's this, and then square it, and then times it by the frequency, you'll get this value here. If we add all those together and then divide by 40, we get the 2.182. You can do this using the calculator. It's not that difficult. So what we are going to do, I need to go to the calculator. So let me clear this. We're going to go to edit. $8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5. So all I'm doing is putting all the midpoints. Okay, and that's the last one. Then I'm going to put all the frequencies: 2, 2, 4, 1, 6, 13, 7, 3, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. And then I am going to do stat, 1 bar stats. List 1 is the midpoints, list 2. So to put list 2, we're going to push second, and then we're going to push 2. You can see the buttons in blue, those will be the second buttons, and the green ones will be the alpha buttons. And we can see 2.81, 2. And that's exactly what we got here. So as you guys can see, that's how you do it through the calculator. It's not particularly difficult. That's what the frequency list refers to. It's if you have group data. And then you can go and use the class midpoints to figure out what the standard deviation mean is if you're given a list like so. I hope this is helpful. Make sure you guys are practicing. Have a good day.